Can a gay person go straight? Many Christian groups say yes. Others say a person is born gay and can't change.
In this NBC Augusta 26 News special report, Ariel Clay takes a closer look at the debate.
Looking at this picture, you may see the average family. Dad, mom, 2 kids. But a closer look.
A homosexual was a neighbor of mine and kind of came on to me, and I relented and got involved in the homosexual lifestyle.
Dad used to be gay.
Knew or felt I was different from a very early age. That's why most people believe that they are born homosexual.
Dad is known to most as McCrae Game. The Southern Baptist minister, seen here in a ministry video he's producing, lived as a gay man for 3.5 years.
At one point, put my hand on my heart and said there's just this void in my heart that I just can't seem to fill.
To fill the emptiness he felt, Game says he gave his life to Christ and started what he calls his journey to becoming a man.
And I always say that I walked away from homosexuality, but it didn't necessarily walk away from me. I had to leave it.
To understand Game's explanation of how he was able to leave homosexuality, he says you first have to understand what he thinks causes it.
People are basically found with same-sex attractions. You know, that's why they believe they're born homosexual, because they never made a decision.
And God brings
Game doesn't believe a person is born gay, but unlike many conservative ministers, he doesn't think it's a choice. For Game, it comes down to how you were raised.
If my wife is way more interesting than me, and I am abusive or I am extremely passive, then my son's not going to be excited that he's like me.
That means, Game says, his son would associate with his mother, see himself as a woman's equal, not opposite, and thus, like men.
And I realized that I didn't know what it was to be a man. I didn't have a relationship with my father. I didn't have a relationship with young boys growing up or with men. I thought I understood women.
With his theory, Game began his quest to manhood. To help, he's taken up traditionally masculine activities, made male friends, and yes, even married a woman.
I was actually excited to see that I was aroused by my wife, but it was through the relationship building.
But many question, is the attraction gone, or are Game and others like him willing themselves out of a lifestyle their faith has preached against since their childhood? That's what Susan Venable thinks.
They tried to pray the gay away, but it didn't work.
Venable also grew up Southern Baptist. She came out to her parents at 16.
They wanted to send me to religious counseling, much like one of the Truth Ministries things. I think my dad even called them.
But it wasn't just Venable's parents. Even she tried to go back into the closet after dealing with the rejection at home and in her church. Venable believes the loneliness is why many people try to become ex-gay.
What your beliefs are, the way you're raised, and then what you grow up to be are totally conflicting. I believe that that's very tormenting, and they just didn't want to feel that anymore.
Venable, who believes homosexuality is genetic, says you can't stop being homosexual.
I can no more make myself straight than I can will the color of my hair to change. Sure, I could dye it brown, but my roots are still going to be blonde.
Still, Game insists you can stop being gay, and it's not genetic. That doesn't mean, however, that he doesn't feel temptations.
If I'm going to struggle, it's most likely going to be after the physical attributes of a perfect male than it is the female.
One of those struggles led to a fall 2 years into his marriage. He cheated on his wife with a man. Coming
out of homosexuality, it's like trying to learn a bike. You know, you're going to fall a bunch of times, and I just kept getting back on the bike and riding.
What it comes down to is a difference in fundamental beliefs. One side sees homosexuality as another sin to overcome.
Take up my cross and I follow him. You know, if having same-sex attractions is my cross, you know, I'm okay with that.
The other side sees it as the life they were destined to live.
I know that if I were to find a man and marry him and live in a heterosexual relationship, that still doesn't make me straight.
Both say at peace with their spirituality and sexuality. Ariel Clay, NBC Augusta, 26 News.
Suzanne Venable is now Unitarian and attends the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta. McCrae Game is the founder of Truth Ministry, an organization that helps deliver people from homosexuality. There is a branch in Aiken.
And we want to hear from you tonight. The question, can a gay person go straight? You can answer